What is going on, guys? G-Harp here. We need to bring some democracy back to Halo. That's right. I said it. Democracy needs to be brought back to Halo. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a longtime Halo fan, you may know of a feature that was kind of ripped out of Halo in the past couple iterations, and that's the veto and game type selection that you used to be able to do. Now, if you're not really played some of the older Halos, if you don't have much experience with them, you may not be aware that this was a thing. So let me bring you up to speed with some of the older Halos and how this all worked. So back in Halo 3, a new function was brought out for Halo 3 multiplayer matchmaking that allowed you to actually veto the game type you're playing. So let's say that you were in Team Slayer, and for some reason, you got Narrows, you didn't want to play Narrows, and if enough people in the game didn't want to play Narrows, there was a feature that allowed you to select a new game type. So basically what would happen is it would let everybody in the party, so the 8 people that were in the game, select whether they wanted to veto it, so basically say, I don't want to play this game type, or not. You didn't have to make a selection if you didn't want to. If 5 people out of the 8 decided, I don't want to play this game type, the new game type would be brought to you. So Halo 3 would basically say, okay, we see you don't want to play this, we're going to bring you a new map and game type combination. This worked really well. You didn't have to play certain game types that much. If you got something that everybody disliked, you could get something else. So it basically made it such that you're not wasting your time playing something that everybody hates. So it was a good system and a good idea. In Halo Reach, Bungie decided to take it even a step further and actually allowed a selection screen. So instead of just a veto, you got to pick which game type you played. So you had 3 choices between map and game type combinations, and then you had a selection at the bottom that basically said, I don't want to play any of these. So instead of the game giving you just something random that you're going to play next, you actually got to choose. From there, from Bungie, it passed the torch to 343. Halo 4 comes out. They carry over the system for selections, basically like Bungie did from Halo Reach, but they didn't give you an option to select something that's not one of the game types available. So you just had a more limited supply that you could actually choose from. Now, from there, 343 decided to take out this feature, so Halo 5, Halo Infinite does not have this. The reason, or one of the main reasons they decided to take it out, they claimed, was that the same game types were being played very, very frequently, and there wasn't a lot of variety for what was being chosen. This is probably true. I have no doubt that that is the case, so for Halo Reach, you probably get a lot of Countdown Flag. For Halo 4, you're probably getting a lot of Haven, King of the Hill, popular game types that people actually like to play. So it's understandable why they took that implementation out. But I think they went too far, because one thing that you'll notice if you play a lot of Halo Infinite and back in Halo 5 too, is that certain game types people really don't want to play. There's a community-wide, basically, hatred of certain game type combinations. So you get a lot of people in matchmaking who either don't play themselves or end up just quitting out or basically ruining the game type, for everybody. So they would be doing all of these types of things, and it kind of ruins the experience for everybody involved, to be honest. You're wasting your time as somebody in the game. You're wasting your time if you hate the match and you're not trying and it's just a slug to get through. So it kind of is taking away some of the ability for the player to have control over what they want to play. And I think bringing more democracy back to this and giving the player the ability to have a bit more of a selection of what they play is better all around. It's also good for 343 and Halo Studios from a data standpoint. One thing that you could probably glean from the data they have now is which game types people are quitting out of, which game types don't seem to be having full lobbies. This data can be a little bit strange, though, because you have people who lag out, you have people whose connections drop and quit out. So you have to kind of take that data with a grain of salt. With the veto system, you have the data available to you immediately, what people are liking and what they're not liking. If you see a game type or a game combination that a lot of people are vetoing, that gives you a pretty strong indication that this isn't landing with the community and something may need to change. So not only does it give a little bit more power back to the players on what they play, but it also lets Halo Studio have more data about what game types are working and which aren't, which theoretically, take this with a pinch of salt, should make them change the game types more frequently and be able to get iterations of those out more quickly to users. So I think it benefits not only the player, but it also benefits 343 to have this data and this information. So I say bring back the veto system. Kind of stay away from the game type selection. I think that can get a little bit strange, and you are going to get kind of locked into certain game types that are fun to play. That's the ultimate for, best people, for people who actually like to play the games, I suppose. But the variety really gets cut down there. So I say give the veto back, make the selection something different, do that automatically, present the player with a different game type. I think that's a good kind of mix between both worlds that we've had before. So that's only my opinion, though. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good idea to bring back veto, or do you think we should keep it as is now? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all that. Appreciate you guys watching. Catch you in the next one.